welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. Guys, are you all in the money this morning or what? Trade given and taken in advance in the VIP Discord. Every one of you should be in big time profit right now. And you may, not financial advice, you may want to tease some P. Somebody let me know about the music and the mic. We had some issues with it yesterday in the VIP live stream. This is the first stream I've done since, so I don't know if it's fixed. Let me know if you can hear me. Am I too loud? Is the music too loud? Let me know. There's like buttons up. I used the old mouse and set the stuff down here, but there's buttons here. And I'm always grabbing the mic, and I accidentally hit buttons, so it adjusts the gate and volume and things like that. So somebody please let me know. Who we got in here, guys? Let's see. We got Eons. Good morning, Max. Mighty Max. West Coast. What's up, crew? Carrie Ben says, dude, you're going to make me look foolish now. Como vamos, equipo? Parlez-vous en français? I speak a little French. I took 9 years of French, actually. But I no habla español. I think, dude, I'm not trying to offend. I don't know what that means. Carrie Benz is being rude to us, y'all. Everybody dog him out. I'm just kidding. I'm sure it says like, I don't know what it says. I'm not even gonna. Moin Marcus, let's move on. Moin Marcus, what's up, brother? Salt Chains betting on the fractal. John, that's me. Oh. John the Mod, you're welcome, bro. You must have taken the trade this morning. Thanos, my main man, Thanos. Carrie Benz, hopefully New York does not retrace the open. We shall see. We shall see. Everybody should be in a really, really, really good profit right now. Let's see. Eon says, I just teed some P on the scalp and day trade you gave this morning. Yes. Back-to-back biggest winners I've ever had. Whoa, dude, nice. Biggest winners ever. Good job. Finally started trusting, right? All right. At some point, I used to follow a really successful trader back in the day, kind of when I was figuring things out. And I would always lose like hundreds or thousands of dollars. And this dude was always winning thousands. And I believed him. He wasn't a scammer. I believed him. And I joined his Discord, and I would never take his trades. Never. I would take all of my own trades, and I'd win some, but I'd lose more than I want. Actually, my win rate was way higher than my lose rate, but for some reason, I would close. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry about that. For some reason, I would close my winners way too soon, and I'd be more, I might take 1% profit, and I'd be more than willing to let my losers go 5% into drawdown. So I was winning more trades than I was losing, but I was getting smoked on my profit and loss percentage. It was terrible. And finally, I just said, you know what? I've lost so much money, and this guy win, not every time. He didn't win every time, but he wins big a lot. And I'm paying for his Discord, and I wasn't taking his trades. Finally, I said, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to try it. I'm going to give him 3 trades. I took his next 3 trades, and they were the 3 biggest trades I ever won in my life. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to keep taking these trades and keep building up bankroll, and I'm going to figure out what he's doing. Hang on one sec. All right, music down just a little bit. I'm going to figure out what he's doing, and that's what I did. And here we are, guys. So, not financial advice, but if what you're doing isn't working, maybe try something of someone who is being a profitable trader, okay? And we talked about this extensively in the VIP live only yesterday, and we gave examples on how to, use good risk management and reduce your margin if you're overexposed, and look for the higher probability trades. If you're not good at trading, I was never good at trading breakouts or breakdowns. Who is? It's catching a falling knife, and inversely if you're breaking out. So wait till it gets back down in the range like it is today, which is the trade I gave you this. Actually, I gave it to you yesterday on stream, but I gave it to you this morning when you should enter. We're back in the range. It's easy range trading now. You're not trying to time a breakout level or a breakdown level. So, do with that what you will, guys. Do with that what you will. Max says, I'm still in my day trade from Wednesday at 73.3. Nice, brother. I knew you were in that. I saw you sent me the P&L. You closed your scalp, but you opened a new scalp this morning when you gave it. the day trade is still running strong. Good job, dude. So you closed your scalp originally for like $500 or $600. That's, I think. You're up a couple grand in the day trade, probably more now, obviously. And you're in the scalp from this morning too. Good job. Great, great, perfect. Revamp. Kindly like and subscribe and share the video. Yes, what he said. Please like and subscribe. Guys, I'm trading on MEXC. MEXCtrading.us. You can go directly there or the affiliate link below. Or I'm also trading on KCEX. KCEX. Banner above. KCEXtrading.com. Eon says, I took that retrace continuation trade you gave yesterday. We're going to talk about that, guys. The higher probability one, yes. The one I gave yesterday, I told you was higher probability. I'm still in it and up over $2,100. Oh, gosh, we're going to need to look at this. I've never made that amount in one trade before. I finally trusted. Thank you. You are welcome. Welcome. You are welcome. Carrie Ben says, use the affiliate link since if something goes wrong, I know some people. Yeah, that's true. These KCEX and MEXC, I have a contact over there. I can literally just text them if you're signed up on our team. If you get locked out or something scammy happen, whatever. I'm not saying it will, but if it does, they really work with us YouTubers who have people signed up on the affiliate link. So I usually can just text them and get you unlocked or get the issue handled. So versus going through regular old customer service. Let's look at some P&Ls real quick, and we're going to dive right in. A couple of these from yesterday. I did take a loss yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago. It was 2 days ago. When we were going through the breakout, and I tried to get in the trade, I took the one on the stream with you guys. You know that. I took that one. Made $144, I think. $144. That was Wednesday. And then when we got off stream, I tried to get back. I got stopped out of that when we got off stream. I tried to get back in, and I entered a scalp and day trade at the same time at the rejection of the 702. Entered a scalp trade, made 276. But in my day trade that I took at the same time, I got stopped out and I lost 274. So technically, I won $2 on that setup, but it's a loss. And then when we came back and reclaimed the 702, so we rejected from 702, came back, retraced, got stopped out. I'm going to show you. And then we came back and reclaimed it bearishly. I re-entered my scalp and day trades, and I've already closed the scalp for $718 profit. And I have T'd the P on the day for $1,500. And let's see. I can pull it over here. Give me 1 second. I have $1,600 unrealized. So in this trade, we are 2,300 with the scalp and day, 2,300 plus 1,600. We're up $4 grand on that trade, but that's not all. I gave the trade to set up this morning for the day in the scalp. I did not take the day trade, and the reason is my entry on the day trade is up here, right? Entry is right way up here. I have a great entry, 73.4, and if I entered here with the day, it's going to pull my entry down to here, and I didn't want that. So I did take the scalp trade that I gave this morning. I did take the scalp, and I have T'd the P for $657 on the trade. Actually, I've closed the trade. I came back and got stopped out on this. So $657. So all in all, we were up $4,700 given to you right here, $4,700. Not too bad for 2 days worth of work. And our spot trades, we started out with 70,000 on the week. We were at $70,003. So we're up $78,003. So we're up $8,000. You can see it. I think you can see it up here. I don't know if you can see that. We're up $8,000. Let's go to the home screen. Right there. We are up $8,000. You see it, $8,000. That's on the week since Monday. And right below it, I don't know if you can see this, but we're up $20,000, 20.8K, almost $21,000 on the month on this account. And you know I'm running 2 accounts. So we're up 20 grand in the last month on this account and 8,000 on the week on spot trade. This is the Fetch AI. I have a WorldCoin spot trade account also that you guys know about, and I show you, but I'm on the Fetch today, so pretty good, guys. We're getting in some The Lord is blessing us. It is all His doing, but we're getting in some good trades right now. Let's jump right into the good stuff now. Good job to those of you who have made these big thousands of dollars on these trades. I give you the higher probability trade setup, guys, so when I give them to you, it's for a reason. And for those of you in disbelief, let's go take a look real super duper quick. Just this morning, I said, if anyone, no, before that, where did I put this? I know I put it in here. It's in this big long paragraph somewhere. Yeah, right here. I said, looks like we're headed back into the range. I said, if I were looking to get into this, I said, I'm not going to because I'm already in it from 73.5. I said, but if I were to get into this, I would wait for a 4-hour close inside the range, then short to POC before I TP. And I said, again, I would scalp and day trade this, TPing much quicker on the scalp trade in order to cover my stop loss drawdown on my day trade, okay? Kind of like I did on the trade Wednesday where I made 274 and then lost, or made 276 then lost 274. I took enough profit on my scalp trade that I could allow my stop loss on my day trade to go and still break even. So I was able to go $274 into drawdown and still break even on the trade. So, and that's what I gave you this morning. I gave it to you all this morning. And then I told you when we closed inside, I said, if you took that trade, it was going pretty quick. I said, if you took that trade, it's all in here. VIP Discord, join it. Here it is, flashbang, AnthonyLeeCrypto.com. Join our VIP Discord, get these trade setups. It is on you to take them. I know a lot of you just look at them and read them and don't take them. It's on you to take them, but not financial advice. It's just what I'm doing. So again, I took the scalp this morning, not the day. Let's go look at how we got into it the other day, though. 702 is my favorite retracement level. 702 is I drew the fib from this level to this level, okay? From here to here, 702 comes in right there. It's my favorite retracement level. A lot of people do the golden pocket. I do sometimes, depending on the reaction and the divergence as we get there, but I like the 702. So I am short from the 702. I gave this to you on the live stream. When I got stopped out, we initially hit it. Let's drop to a lower time frame because I want you guys to understand how I get in these trades. We came in the live stream on Wednesday, and we came up to this 702. I'm going to delete this red box for the moment. We came up to this 702 here on the live stream right here. Boom, and rejected nicely from it. I took this trade. This is one I made $144 on. Took this trade, came back, got stopped out as we blasted through the 702. I got stopped out. Came on up, and then when we came back and closed bearishly inside the 702, that is my short trade. That is where I'm short. And I told you guys whenever I took this trade that I had taken it. So that is where I'm short from. Some of you took it. Some of you took it and placed your stop for some reason not above the high, which, I mean, it's okay. It happens. But if you take this kind of trade, your stop has to go over the high. And if you don't want to go that much in drawdown, which that is not much, guys. That is not much of a percentage. I mean, that is like less than 1.8%. That is nothing. But if your dollar amount in drawdown is too great right there, then you're simply over leveraged. You're overexposed because you have to be willing to go to that high. And if you had done that, then you're still in this trade and you're up $5 grand like me. So, or whatever you're using on your account and margin size. So good trade, guys. Very good trade. And then we gave you the retrace because a lot of you missed it or got stopped out or whatever. And I said, I put it in Discord. I'm not going to go dig through. It's there. We walked through this yesterday, but I said I would look for a 618 to 786. I said wait for market structure change. This is how you get into higher probability trade that Eons is in, okay? Once you guys had told me you missed this or got wrecked on it or whatever it was, I told you if you want, I said wait for a market structure change I think I said hourly or 90-minute. I think I said hourly market structure change, which we got. And then I said wait for the retrace to the 618, somewhere in the 618 and 786 region, and look for your reaction there, okay? Reaction and divergences, which we got. So we came down here, right? We came down, then we bounced. Then when we came here, we changed the market structure. See, we had now flipped a series of lower lows and lower highs. So I knew we were bearish market structure now, right? Bounce back up, and I mean right to the dang 786, ding. And we hit this with 15 minutes bearish divergence. I can zoom in, but I'm not. You just have to trust me. I went through all of this on the VIP Live Discord yesterday. Hit that with bearish divergence, and I told you guys then, I said the higher probability trade, now is the time. So you had two opportunities to get into this trade. The I don't want to call this lower probability because you did lose the 702, but you know, you could have lost 702 and just blasted right up here where I got in, and I was willing to take that risk. I was hedged on the scalp. I was good. However, change your market structure, retrace, down, continuation down. This is the higher probability trade. And actually, that's at 73.5, which is my entry. So you would have got the same entry I got, even though I entered it on a lower probability setup. I was comfortable with that, though. I knew what I was looking for. But those that aren't as experienced, this is where you want to enter. Change your market structure, retrace, golden pocket 786 usually. Not always. You can turn around to 382, whatever. But usually here, and then down. Simple. And then for you, those of you that still miss that, you had the other alternative, which was given to you, which was acceptance on a higher time frame back into the value area range, which we got this morning given to you, and here we are. Okay, so you've had 3 opportunities to get into this trade. Of course, you're less profit percentage here, but nonetheless, you've had 3 opportunities. Congrats to those who are in. But just know, guys, in the VIP Discord, like I literally walked everyone through exactly how to get into each one of these. So I hope you got in them. Take advantage. All right, now let's look at, we had some news which has 0 effect so far. Flashbang, squint the eyes. The two biggies were non-farm payroll and unemployment. And they were both bullish, but the market is dumping. So appear to be non-issues right now. Of course, the market is about to open, so we'll see. The U.S. market could open, and we came on a little early today because I got things to handle today. It's a great. I told you guys we're moving in a couple weeks, and the weekends are just really crazy until we get this move out of the way. So sorry about that, but my weeks are pretty standard. I was a little under the weather this week, but feeling much better today. Let's take a look at our. We got 7 minutes till market open. We're going to come back and look for the market open. I'm not interested in a trade. I will help you guys get in a trade, but I'm in so many trades right now. The trade was already this morning, but we can look for this little scalp if you guys want. If nobody wants to, then we won't. But if you do want to, speak up, and we'll look for the market open trade. Let's see. BlackRock had a few moves a few hours ago in Arkham. Did they? I didn't even watch. I went to the gym this morning. Did they dump? I heard they bought yesterday $300 million worth, which, I mean, I don't know. I didn't go into Arkham, so I don't want to speak on either one. I didn't go in this morning. Fractal time. What's crazy, guys? I know it sounds like from the last month or so that I'm a fractal guy, but I'm really not. I'm really not. Like, I used to make fun of fractal guys. I used to unfollow fractal guys. But in my defense, they would find a fractal and it would not work, and so they'd go find another fractal, and they'd be looking at price on a daily time frame and show you a fractal from a 15-minute time frame, and that's that nonsense. That's just trying to find anything, grasping at straws to find something that fits your crazy narrative. This is the daily fractal for Bitcoin from May-June-ish of 2022 to current price action. And I'm not normally a fractal guy, y'all, but there's just no denying, none, There's no denying how similar this price action is. Right up to, look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. I could overlay this. It's sick. I'm not saying every candle is the exact percentage, but the structure is uncanny, man. So to not be following this over the last month, you just don't want to win. I'm serious. Look at even the last couple days. Right up to the point of here you had the big, I'm drawing on the blue, the fractal from 2022. You had the blue big candle up that took out the high, right? You had the blue big candle up, took out the bounce high, right? Well, this time you had a bounce high. Then you had this candle from a couple days ago that took that high out. And look at the next candle, guys. Look at this next candle. Look, a small candle takes up about half of the previous green vector candle. See that small daily candle you see? Look at this. Look at this. Takes up about half the candle. Look at that. It is crazy. It is crazy. And if this is going to play out, what does that mean for this candle? It means you come down to about the low of this candle. So somewhere in here, we should be expecting a move down to about 68, 67K. Well, what do we have over there? 67, 68K. What do you know? What do you know? We got a point of control. We're back in the range. Where are we likely to head? Where? Point of control. Look, I mean, just look at it. And I guarantee you, I haven't done it. We can. I'm not really that interested. That this would be about the point of control of that. I already know because the price action is the same. So the point of control is probably going to be in about the same area. And then it looks like you get a bounce attempt for a few days. Look how crappy this price action is, guys. Look how crappy. See, it's small. What do we usually get on weekends? Small, crappy price action, okay? That would tell me probably about Monday you're going to see a fake attempt to break out, and then by the end of the week you're rolling over and out of there. And this is how I'm playing it. They're literally going to have to prove me wrong before I give up on this. We have made way too much unbelievable amount of money in this area just following this fractal. Way too much. I mean, it is thus far, and I'm willing to be wrong. Cool. If I took 20 trades out of here and won 19 of them, great. I'm willing to be wrong on the last trade, right? No problem. I'm still batting 19 out of 20. Great. I'm making up numbers. I don't know how many trades I've taken. But they're going to have to prove me wrong. And to prove me wrong, you're going to have to come take this high. And to me, that would invalidate this. Now, it doesn't mean you couldn't take the high and roll over, but I would then start using more of my traditional technical analysis, and which I still use, but I would then stop watching this so closely. Hope that makes sense. So if you're just now thinking, oh gosh, this looks, I've been showing you this every single day, like you've almost missed the boat, but not quite. Because if this plays out, you could still catch the big one. These are all small. They're good. We make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on all of these. I mean, at least like $1,000 bucks, but they're all nothing compared to this, right? I'm in it from here, and I'm holding on. I'm not teeing any more P on that trade. I might take some more trades, scalps here and there. I'm not teeing any more P at least until we take out 60K. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. Cool. Guaranteed winner, thousands in profit on it, even if I get stopped out. So anyway, if this is going to hold true, and you know, not every candle's hour for hour or percent for percent, but the structure's the same. But if this is going to continue to carry out, I could legit see this kind of, this is the candle that comes down. That's today. I can see this kind of being the weekend right here, right? And then I could see kind of maybe this being like Monday through Wednesday at most. These first few candles. And then you've heard of you've heard of false move Monday, midweek reversal. I could see something like that, guys. False move here. This is the false move Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you just start it all. So it would look something like this. Wherever this bottoms out, and this is probably your last chance to get in this with a high probability trade setup. So pay attention, those of you that are not paying attention or not taking these trades. In my opinion, which I could be wrong, of course you could take a stab in the dark and get lucky, or take a low probability trade, but in my opinion, even if I didn't have this would be my opinion. If I thought we were going down with no fractal involved, your last opportunity is going to be what happens to be what I think is going to be about a Monday-ish fake out to the upside. Not even a breakout, fake out, just a retrace down. So depending on where this bottoms, so bottoms here, or if it bottoms here, wherever this bottoms and starts to bounce, what you would want to do, what I would do, throw a fib on that, wherever it may be. I don't know yet. It's too soon. I cannot tell you because I don't know if this is where it's bottoming or if it's bottoming somewhere else. But throw a fib on that, and I would look for that same thing, that golden pocket, 702, 786 retrace area. Look for your reaction most importantly, but along with your divergences on at least the 15-minute, 12-minute and down. At least, I would like to see 24-minute and down, but I would at least want 12 to 15-minute and down, and that's your entry, and I believe that's going to be your final chance for a high probability quality trade set up to the downside. Now, it doesn't mean you can't break 60K and try to catch a breakout or breakdown trade. Sure you can, but what if you just SFP 60K and rip to the upside and then you're wrecked? First of all, you're giving up all the profit from here to here. You're giving up all the profit from here to here if you're waiting on 60K break. That's a lot of profit. And you just don't short the lows. I mean, I don't care if it goes to 30K and you made 100 grand. It's bad trading practice. You just don't do it. You might catch a big one every once in a while. Sure, they're breakout trades, they're breakdown trades, but you're going to get absolutely slaughtered if you make a habit of doing that. Because more often than not, you're just going to grab the liquidity and go up. You may do this 5 times. Liquidity grab, liquidity grab, liquidity grab. Before that 6th time, you break down. And you're going to get wrecked all 5 previous times if you're trying to catch a breakdown trade. Not financial advice, but you won't catch me doing that. Not very often. If I do it, I got to have a very good reason, and I really can't think of one right now. I mean, if we got down there and got like a 4-hour yellow X or something, I'm still not going to go in the whole account, but I might would throw $1,000 on a 30X shot in the dark, but I'm willing to lose that $1,000 if I do that. So, anyway, just my 2 cents. Let's see. Let's check in on chat. Let me get some of the sugar-free monster. Did I read your Eons? I took that retrace continuation trade. Higher probability. Yeah, I read that. BlackRock, Thanos. Thanos would love a market open trade. The market's open. We're more interested in 845. So I got the alarm set for that. We'll go back to that. Yeah, John. Fractal was played out to a T. Caribbean, did you ever tell me what that meant in Spanish? Como vamos equipo? Sosa Ribeiro, what's up, man? What's up? Thank you for being here. Go and smash up that like button. Subscribe to our channel. All right, so we're looking for this market crash, and I believe it's a crash, guys. If we get the move down, you know my targets. Let me refresh, clear this up a little bit. You know my targets. Refresh, clear this up a little. You know the targets. By the way, let me clear out this Fibonacci. So we were in, if you see this dotted line, we were in this symmetrical triangle, which I told you, we looked up the stats. It was 87% chance that symmetrical triangle is a fake out, okay? And I told you, regardless of which way it goes, there's an 87% chance it's a fake out and you're gonna come crash through it. Well, in breaking out to the top, possibly faking out, you've now created this rising channel, which looks an awful lot like a bear flag, right? So if I remove the dotted line, you can see what I'm talking about, right? And we know those have a greater probability of breaking to the downside, okay? We know that. Now, a lot of people are going to do the leg. I don't. A lot of people are going to do the leg from way up here, You know, I don't do that. And it varies if and when you break out. It could be a little different. And that could take us down all the way down to like 40K. But I prefer something like this. Just taking it from the channel itself. That's just the way I do it. We call it a not getting greedy type of trade. And let's say you broke out from, you know, here-ish. What is this, about Monday, Tuesday, somewhere in there. Right about there. Then that takes you down to one of our targets. So I have this box here. Okay, guys, I have this box here. I don't necessarily like that box. I do. And I'll be willing to take a trade there. First of all, you could SFP, liquidity grab SFP right here. You do have the value area low. You got a daily level. You have a swing low from over here, way back in October of 24. So I do like this level, but I don't like it for the ultimate low. But I would take this trade if we got what I'm looking for here, right? But I would think this is going to be something more like this and then continue down. And if this is a bear flag, then the measured move would get you right down to here about mid-50s, 55K-ish, okay? And I definitely think we could go lower than that. But I would be looking for a bounce trade here, and then I would start to consider a possible bottom here. But you know, ultimately, I would look for even lower, which I've given you guys for down there. This 48K area, 48K area. It's kind of where I think the ultimate low, like a quick wick through there, something like that, very quick wick. So just to be clear, I would strongly consider a bounce trade here, right? You got a swing low from October of 24. You got a buy bid value area low. You got a daily level. And you got this most recent 60K drop liquidity grab. I would strongly consider an SFP there. Maybe come back to point of control and then move down. Something like this to this next box, which is my main area of interest. Bitcoin moving down, guys. We went through this in the VIP Discord yesterday. And I told you, I even told you the leverage and margin amount you would need to do to get yourself $4,000 in profit. I told you, gave it to you in the VIP Discord yesterday, just to get right here a point of control, which we're about to come into. And then I gave it to you this morning, the close inside. This could be a $4,000 profit trade right here. That didn't include the scalp. If you took the scalp that I encourage you to take on it too. $4,000. Easy. So here's how you do it, guys. Even if you're doing what I say, which you shouldn't do what I say, but if you're doing it on your own, you have to have a plan, okay? In advance. The plan in advance, as of yesterday, as of the breakout, I said, well, the trade is over. You had the original trade, you had the retrace. If you missed that, I said the next only trade, high probability trade I would take would be a 4-hour closure back inside this. Put it in Discord this morning, 4-hour closure. And then I told you, a lot of you are trading with $5,000+ accounts. I said at a $5,000 account, at 30x leverage. No, I think I said 20x. Yeah, I said 20x because that would give you 20x because that would give you a 100K margin, right? 100K margin. This is a 5% move right here. 5% move. So I told you short is here, TP is here. That gives you $4,000 profit. Simple. Simple. And it's about to happen, in my opinion. Even if you cut it right now, you're still up like $2,500. There's a lot of money to be made, guys. That's why I encourage you guys when you get in the day trades to take the scalp, because I know whether you admit it or not, I know some people took this trade, day trade only, and they've already closed it out. I already know. Somebody's already messaged me. I see my message in Discord. Somebody's already messaged me. But if you run the scalp, you can take profit on the scalp, close the scalp, and psychologically you've still made profit. You protected your drawdown, so you at least can't lose on the day trade. You know, you break even, can't lose if you protect it with a scalp profit. But number two, psychologically, you're like, okay, I'm telling you, you're pulling in profit on the scalp, so you don't feel the need to close or take profit on the day trading. You just let it grow legs and run. It's a psychological. Psychological is the biggest issue with trading. Psychological. So, but I know some of you already closed this trade, and to me, this is an easy 4 grand. All right, let's look. Okay, here's our crosses, the bear leg cross for those of you who are new here. The red vertical, this is 2018 on the left, 2022 and current price action here on the right. 2018, 2022 in the middle. The vertical red line mark what I call the bear leg cross, okay? That is the final leg down in each of these bear markets. And that is this on the daily time. Ooh, no, it's not. All right. It's on the daily time frame on each of these. But the EMAs are on the monthly, or set to monthly, even though the candles are set to daily. So by the time you got the cross here in 2018 to the very bottom was 48 days, okay? From the time you got the cross in 2022 to the very bottom was 40 days. So 48 days and 40 days. Now, I know, fast forward, you came down, FTX had the big scandal, and you came down, you set a bottom like $1,000 less in November. But without that scandal, in my opinion, for all intents and purposes, this was the bottom. Yeah, you took it out by about $1 grand, but this was the bottom. It was 40 days later, okay? And currently we're on day 45. So we're coming up on that. We're right in there to where any moment now we could be bottoming, in my opinion. Can this dance around for another 6-8 months? Absolutely it can. It just never has before, okay? Not from this cross to the bottom. And we've already shown the fractal that shows that it looks like this time is not going to be any different, okay? So we're coming up on that. If we did this by the end of next week would be day 52, which is already a couple days longer than it's ever taken before. So that's why I think this is fixing to happen, guys. One of the many reasons. Let's look at March. I gave you these stats. I give you these stats every single month, usually on the last day of the month. So like I gave on the last day of February, I gave you the March stats. On the last day of March, I'll give you April stats. And I've gone back and I've tracked historically the price action for Bitcoin during that month all the way back to 2012. I'm not fixing to pull them up now. They're in VIP Discord. Or go watch the video from Wednesday, or go watch the video from February 28th when I originally did this. And historically, a lot of times there's a trend to the way Bitcoin behaves. It's not always the same percentage. It's not always the same this or that. But you can usually find a trend. And in the video on Wednesday and the 28th, I showed you how the last 4 months, we've pretty much nailed these to a dang T. I mean, to a T. I'm not going to go through all those right now unless anybody wants to see them. If you want to see the proof, I'll show you right now real quickly, summarized. So comment it if you want to see it. Anyway, but I showed you right here, I drew these arrows, I drew all of this in here on the 28th. You can see, actually I drew this on the 1st, I'm sorry. I always put the arrow on the candle that I do it on. And I told you the trend for March, the only trend that I could find, not the high amount, not the percentage, not this, the only trend which was 100%, okay, is that if you open up March to the high side, so if you open up with a positive move in March, you're going to find the highs somewhere in the first week, and 100% of the time, you close March negatively, okay? 100% of the time. Inversely, also 100% of the time, if you open up March to the downside, you close March positively 100% of the time. Now, that does not mean it is going to be 100% of the time forever, okay? I acknowledge. It could be different this year, next year, the year, I don't know. But as I will never bet against a 100% stat. It's crazy to me. Some people, like, I will watch people, they message me all day long and they're taking 50-50 trades like that. I mean, like they're missing something, and you give them a 100% stat and they don't want to take it whatsoever. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, you're taking low probability trades like they're going out of style, and you got a 100%er and you're like, nah. I'm not making fun. I used to be that way too. We like to make things tough on ourselves, don't we? There's a movie called Two for the Money. It's got Matthew McConaughey and Al Pacino, and it's about gambling addiction. I'm not saying you guys are gambling addicts, but it's about gambling addiction. And towards the end of the movie, he has like this kind of emotional scene. Pacino does, and he lost a huge amount of money. I don't even remember the specifics, but he lost. It was about sports betting, football betting, and he said it's not the wins. You know, the wins doesn't get him off. He said it's the losing. He said it's getting so close and having it all snatched away. He's like, he's like, I hate it. I feel terrible afterwards. I feel in the dumps, like sick to my stomach. He said, but in that 1 second moment when victory is right there and it's snatched away, he said the rush from that, you know, the rush, the endorphin rush, the adrenaline from that, he said it's a high like no other. And he said, so gamblers, though they try to win and you think you like winning, he said they really like losing because it's a high. It's a solid psychological chemical release high. He explains it. The way he explains it, I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about. But just like any other drug high or whatever, you got the crash afterwards. So you get the big loss and you crash and you feel like shit. But in that moment, tell me you don't just feel a little something. That sounds crazy, I know. And maybe I'm just the only degenerate addict. I don't know. It's true. So anyway, we drew this on March 1st. This is exactly what we're looking for. I move up to the box. The historical box percentage to the downside would be this green box here, but I drew the yellow line and I said this is the Anthony Lee Crypto Crew target, which is more down around 50K. The red box was the historical percentage average to the high side. The yellow line was where I thought we would go. We kind of both won. Let's zoom in. We just kind of slightly front ran the historical box. I mean front ran. About like $40. And we closed below my level. So right there, this is where we expected the high to go. We drew this. We drew this on the first of the month. Drew it, and the bottom side, again, the green box is historically the average to the downside after you top in the first week. This is the historical average, but again, the average. It's average is average. I mean, you may not go this far, or you may go much lower. I predict us to go to about 50K. That's my target for this month is 50K. But the average would bring you down to 56 to 58K. But I like it lower. I think you got a big win coming. But I do think this is the bottom. I think the bottom is coming. Let's go back to this other chart one more time. I forgot to show you this. So from the level we are right now, in 2018, from this bare leg cross first move down, this bounce before you found the ultimate low was 26%. The bounce in 2022 was 27% before rolling over and finding the ultimate low. And currently, we had a 23%. So I got them listed right here, 26%, 27%, and we've given a 23. So we're right there in line. We're right there in line with the days. We're right there in line with the percentage. We're right there in line with this fractal. All signs are pointing to down. All signs. Quickly, within the next week, big move down, guys. Bitcoin coming into point of control, guys. Some of you are about to make $4,000 because I know some of you took this trade just like I drew it out. Some of you are about to make $4,000 this morning, and I'm proud of you guys. Congratulations. Plus whatever you took on the scalp. So guys, this is what I'm looking for. Exactly what I'm looking for. Let's look at the alts. We got Fetch doing its thing. Same thing, following the fractal to a day. Look at that, guys. Look at that, guys. It just doesn't get any more exact than this. I would say this is probably, this could be it. This is probably this candle right here. This is the fractal from last cycle. It looks like you, and this may be a little, I don't know. But this, I mean, the days aren't exact, but this looks like this. This looks like actually, let me draw these on the bottom. At the bottoms, I don't know. I'm torn on this. So you had a low, your low took out the low. Yeah, this looks right. And you came back, took out another low here, which is your low here. Attempted failed bounce. Now you're attempting to take the low here. And I think if you take this low again, I think that's it. You just roll over the next few days, guys. This actually went much lower. I just stopped tracing the fractal here. So we're looking for lower, guys. This has been here. This has been here, guys. For those of you altcoin traders, I've been showing this for a month. Played out to a dang T. Now, did every one of these pop up exactly to the high? Not necessarily. This actually should be like this. Either way, no, they didn't pop up exactly to the high. They came dang close. But the point is the structure. It's not candle for candle. It's the structure. So trying to break this now, guys. I hope nobody's in any alts right now. Alts are fixing to get pummeled. Some of your alts that are already down 90% are fixing to go another 50% down. Believe it. In my opinion. I'll show you one more thing that I've not really shown. We talked about this in Discord yesterday. I'm not going to pull a chart up. I'm going to pull up what I posted. The VIX. Okay, for those of you who don't know about the VIX, you're missing out. The VIX is your leading indicator for Bitcoin. I use it on the daily and up, never below. You can. That's your business. I just don't. I look for more macro or higher time frame moves. Bigger moves. I'm not going to nickel and dime it on the 5 minute, although if you want to, knock yourself out. So this is the weekly time frame. VIX up top, Bitcoin below. And historically, you can wick above it. You look up to it. You look above it. This 25% level, which is major correction panic. So we've already wicked up above it a few times. One of these was October 10th. And then this current week. So they usually coincide with big dumps. Historically, though, you've never bottomed. I'm talking bottoms. Until you have multiple weekly closes above. You've never bottomed. Now, so you came up here and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 closes. So 9 weeks closed above. You came down below it once, but right back to it. Anyway, 9 weekly closes here above. And that was your bottom in 2022. 9 weekly closes. This bottom here at, it doesn't have to be, I'm not talking necessarily bear market bottoms, although it does coincide with every bear market bottom. But this big bottom here at about 70K before we ripped up to 126K. Same thing here. 1, 2, 3. Looks like 3. That's pretty close. 3, almost 4. 3 weekly closes above 25% here. Above 25%. 3. That was forming the bottom here before the big move up. Where are we at now? We're higher than this. This was a screenshot from yesterday. Let's go to the VIX. Let's go look at the VIX on the weekly. All right, we're above it on the weekly. And guys, the weekly closes today. Okay, the VIX runs with the stock market, traditional stock market, closes on Friday. Closes in 6 hours and 22 minutes. Okay, so we would be looking, this would be, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the bottom. I would certainly look for multiple weekly closures below here. The last weekly close we had below here was, what is this, end of March, 1st of April. What happened end of March, 1st of April? Oh, that wasn't even this year. When was that? Sorry, guys. That was 25. Here we go. That's this. That's this right here. That's the one that went down to 70K before popping up to 126K. So So that was this. That was the last time you got a weekly close above this, okay? Right here, 1st of April, first part of April, okay? You got the weekly close, moved down, but that was it. That was it. That's the worst of it, okay? So I think we're right here. We're so close to the worst of it. And when you start to, say we get 2 or 3 weeks, we may not get any weekly closures. This could come down today, but say we get 2 or 3 weekly closures above here. When you start the migration back down, assuming you continue it, that's when the bottom is formed and you start to move on. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to 200K, but that's when you can recognize a bottom is in, okay? So watch this VIX if you're looking for the bottom. Watch this VIX. Watch this VIX always on the daily and up. I have caught more big moves just trading the VIX. Doesn't even matter what Bitcoin looks like. If that VIX is going up, Bitcoin going down. All right, let's see. Let's see. Carry Benz, how we doing, team? Hold on one second. All right. Salt Chain knows the feeling. Definitely not the only one. You must be talking about the rush from the loss. Yeah. Thanos seconds that. John says, that's why I'm really liking these spot trades on alts, because they don't put you in that roller coaster. Yeah, spot trades don't. I mean, they can. If you're holding all right now, strong chance you're about to feel a sick feeling in your stomach if your alt goes down 50%. Strong chance. Yeah, the gambling stuff, I get it. Max just took profit on his scalp from this morning, $1 grand. Good job, dude. You're up $2 grand on your day trade, the same area as me, 73.4. I think you closed out. You closed out the scalp for $500 or $600 there. Now you're up $1 grand on this scalp, so you're up. You're about $4 or $5 grand, at least, because you got the day trade. Good job, guys. For those of you who took the day trade this morning with the parameters that I gave yesterday, you should be up about $3,000 right now since this morning. This trade that I gave you yesterday and told you about this morning in the Discord. Good job, y'all. Good job. Eons is in it. I know Eons is in it. Good job. Carry Benz is in it. Are you still in it, Carry Benz, or did you close? Please tell me you didn't close. Because I know you ride them into drawdown and take losses, so please tell me you didn't close this too soon. I used to do it. I would get in profit $200, $300, $400, $500. I'd take it, but I'd let myself go $2,000 or $3,000 in drawdown. It was crazy, but I did it for a long time. Carry Benz is up 26.50 this morning. Yes, you need a T&P, bro. T&P. Did you take the scalp too, or you just took the day trade? Don't let this thing reverse all the way on you. That's why you can let a day trade run when you take a scalp. But you don't want to just take a day trade, get up $2,600 and come back and break even. That's terrible. That's psychologically damaging. You can do that if you had the scalp that you're simultaneously taking profit on. But you need to take some profit, man. I'd probably close 50% of it. Even though I do think we're going to point of control, I still would probably close 50%. Unless you got the scalp running also. Then I'd let it ride. And I'd take profit. If not, close that scalp out all the way. Fetch going down. I just got a notification below 1450. We'll see if we swoop these lows and bounce. You took profit for two. I'd still, man, you're up 2,600 plus 200 profit, 28. I'd take some more profit. Only because I want you to have a big trade. I'd probably take $1,000 profit. I'd take 50% off that day trade if it were me right now. And then I'd let the rest ride all the way, either to full stop out or all the way to 50K. or actually we should be getting a bounce. If the fractal is going to hold, we should be getting a bounce coming up here around the point of control. Okay. And again, the fractal doesn't have to hold. But if this fractal is going to hold, we actually should have, from about point of control-ish, another big bounce up, probably to about a 618, 702, 786. So you're going to get stopped out if this holds. And if this holds true, then we should not really break below point of control right now. So normally I wouldn't tell you to do this, but this has been so dang exact that I would probably close a significant portion of that here pretty soon. Only because, not because the technicals look that way, but because this does, and so far this has not missed a beat. So I'm going to assume it's not going to miss this little pump up before the dip down. Just my non-financial advice opinion. Questions, guys, alts, anything you want to look at? I think you guys are starting to kind of see that these things we've been talking about for over a month are coming to fruition. I think you're starting to see. Took 1/3 of the profit. Good. I would have taken more, but good. Because remember, we're looking for that bounce. If the fractal holds, let's see what it actually did. I know I hate fractals. God, I sound so stupid talking fractals. If this weren't so dang exact, I would think I sound stupid. So this candle that we are currently on, if this is going to hold, came down to the same area the previous one we launched up from. We're down to the closure of it right now. We launched from point of control. See, launched from point of control. But we're at, we're at the opening of it. But we wicked to point of control. So anywhere in this little area right here, according to the fractal, I know that sounds retarded. According to the fractal, anywhere in this area right here, should be where we bounce from. Right? Should be where we bounce from, guys. And then we'll get another shot back down to it if this holds, and then the big swoop up. Like I said, this is probably boring weekend price action right here. Monday, false move Monday, midweek reversal on down. I'm actually going to look to re-enter or add to my trade something like this if we get this. I'm going to look to add to it because I've taken too much profit. I'm already out like 60% of my trade, my day trade. No, 50%. 50% out, and I'd like to add back to it, but I'm waiting for this. Yeah, I could add it to it when you guys did yesterday, but I don't want that. I want this, especially now that this is back in the range. I feel this is an even higher probability setup. I want this. I'm going to add to my trade here. Not necessarily that price. I don't know where price is coming to. Let's see. I'm not saying we're going to point of control, but if we do, I would really start looking anywhere from 70 to 72K. We could even come out that daily naked point of control at 72.6. It's just hard to say because I don't know where price is going to bottom and bounce here if we get the bounce at all. Let's go see what it retraced to in 2022. Why not? Since it's been so exact, we might as well go look. Doesn't mean it has to play out, but let's just look. Came all the way back to the 786. Came back. If we come to point of control and bounce, and you come back to the 786, that is right at that daily naked point of control. You would have everybody or their mother FOMO and long right there, which could create a huge short squeeze to the downside. Or excuse me, long squeeze to the downside. So this fib is from the high to point of control, which we're not there yet. So this is not a valid fib yet. But we're just kind of looking into the future, possibilities. However, you really could just come and reject from value area high here at the 382.5. I'd probably look for the 0.5 to wick value area high. I know it's a huge range, and I wouldn't just enter my blind trade here with this much drawdown, but I'm going to plan to add to my trade in this area. I'll figure it out when we get there as far as where, but I'm going to start looking for reactions here, divergences here. Stronger chance here with this being the previous fractal target, but all of them have merit as to reasons why they could turn around. But I do want to look for my confluences, but I'm just planning. I would have already teed some large P right here, Carrie Benz, because you're close. And just because the fractal came here doesn't mean we have to come here. I think we will. But you're up a lot of money, bro. And if you don't come here, you're going to kick yourself for not. And you can still add to your trade here for the bigger move down. It still is Carrie Ben's the biggest trade ever. Good. Your biggest trade ever. I think Eon said his biggest trade ever. Good job, guys. I hope the rest of you took this trade. Like we literally, I know I keep harping on it, we planned this in advance yesterday, then executed today. The 2 days in a row, actually. Because we planned the 702 in advance on Wednesday and took it. And then yesterday we planned the loss of this and took it today. God, I don't understand Spanish. I think that means good job, friend. All right, questions, alts, questions. Anybody, ask me now what you're looking for, what I'm looking for. Questions on how we got in these trades, question on anything. You let me know, guys. For those of you who may be new here, join our VIP Discord, AnthonyLeeCrypto.com. I did give all of these trades in advance, and I'll let you know when I take them. And I'll let you know when I take profit, where my stops are, exactly how I manage the trades all the way through. Like here, I was in a trade, TP2 on my scalp, small TP on my day trade, 90% still on my day, 30% of my scalp. So I'll walk you through them. I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing. It's just up to you to do it or not financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Somebody has no clue what to expect from there, so I just answered and said for me, downside is and has always been the plan. We expected and planned this move up, which we did. It's not come as a surprise, blah, 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 blah. This is where I told you to wait for the bounce after the high probability setup. After we broke out the other day, I told you to wait for the pullback, bounce to the 618 to 786-ish area. Look to short that down, which we did. We got exactly to the 786, to the dang dollar. Shorted it down. Join us. We would love to have you in the crew. No, Hogborn, I am not looking at H-bar. I'll look at it if you want me to, but I've removed it from the rotation. I'm trading. I'm currently trading, not currently like this moment, but during this time period, I'm actively trading WorldCoin and Fetch AI, and I'm eyeballing XVG and or Zcash to be my third hodl, but I'm not trading those two. They're nowhere near where I would like to buy them at. Both of them are way too high, and if they never come down, then I just don't buy them. But I'm interested. I will be buying WorldCoin for a hodl bag. I will be buying Fetch AI for a hodl bag, and I will probably be buying either Zcash or XVG if they come down to my target areas. One or the other. Not really sure which. It depends on where they bottom at, and if the risk to reward, in my opinion, is worth it, or the percentage gain could be worth it. It just got to be too much. I like H-bar. It looks great. It looks good. It looks, I use the word solid. It's not going to be the one of those that blows your socks off, but it looks solid. You should make some good solid gains. If you can time the bottom-ish area, you should make some really good solid gains. It's just too much for me. I got to do extensive detailed charting on Bitcoin, which if you're trading altcoins, I don't leverage trade any alts ever. I spot trade them. But to do that successfully, you have to do extensive technical analysis on Bitcoin. Because I don't care, and yes, there's exceptions on alts from time to time. They partner with somebody, they have some hard fork or something comes out, some news, and they pump or dump. But generally, I don't care how bullish or bearish your coin looks. If Bitcoin does the opposite, your coin will follow. So if you're going to successfully trade alts, in my opinion, you have to extensively do TA on Bitcoin. So it's too much for me. I can do TA on Bitcoin, great. And then I just chose 2 other coins. I was going to try 3, but now that I'm eyeballing Zcash and XVG, it's just too much for me. And we're doing too well. We're up over 40 grand since we started doing this. I showed you the $20,000 profit on this account, and the other one's the exact same. I run them the exact same. Usually if I buy one for a spot long, I buy the other. I run them the same. Not always. I make sure, because sometimes one's a little more bearish, a little more bullish. It just depends. But they're both up over. One of them's up about 20K, one of them's about 22K. So we're up 40K in the last 5-ish weeks, 5 to 6 weeks. Over 40K on the alts. And you guys get those in Discord. I give you those trades. Not all of them. I don't give you all of them. And I've discussed the reasons why on that. Sometimes I enter a spot trade and I make $400 or $500, but I know that not all of you see it right away. And I've seen people take the spot trade like 5 hours later, and I'm already out of the trade by then. So the ones I give in Discord on the spot are the ones that I anticipate at least sitting in for a day or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. But if it's one that I just see kind of something quick that I feel like I can, you know, scalp a quick $300, $400, $500 on, I don't give that because I don't want you to get wrecked. I give the better ones. John wants to look at Solana. Let's take a look at Sol real quick. Go to the weekly. We haven't looked at this in a minute. Ooh, Sol moving down. I told y'all guys Sol was coming down. Y'all didn't believe me. We haven't looked at Sol in a couple weeks. Sol back in the range now, guys. Got a massive imbalance here that needs to be filled. Sol's coming down. Targets are the same. Big imbalance here. Lots of weekly vector candles. None of these mitigated. None of these. This one's kind of mitigated, but not mitigated, not mitigated, not mitigated. Could it be? Could Sol really drop another 80%? I don't know. I don't know. It wouldn't wouldn't surprise me though. These coins that haven't come down this far, like most coins are down around point of control or value area low, if not lower, most of them. These coins that are holding up, in my opinion, it's just a matter of when. You kind of start, best case scenario, you kind of start to get some volume spikes. I'm on the weekly here, and a pretty decent one there. So I could see best case scenario you coming down. I mean best. I'm not a buyer on Solana. 32 bucks, 33 bucks. Unless Solana came all the way down to point of control-ish in this area, this green box, to about $22 or lower. This chop area. Unless Solana came down to here, I'm not interested. It's a great looking coin. Looks very good. Just the profit is not there if you were to return to all-time high. I mean, for current price, it's only 250%, up to about 300 bucks. Now, I mean, you could go 10 grand on this roll, I know. But I'm just planning the technicals and just not fundamentals. The profit where it is now is terrible compared to some of the coins that we've looked at, even though it looks much stronger. But it doesn't mean it's going to 10 grand. So I'm not a buyer here. I wouldn't be interested. There are plenty of other coins that look really strong that are down here at point of control that you can get a 7-8x if they return up here versus a 2x. But it does look strong. It looks very head and shoulders-y though. So you could get this breakdown here. I would expect it. I would expect this imbalance to get filled. Even if you don't come all the way to point of control, I would still expect this $32, $33 level. Maybe a buyer there, because I do think Solana returns all-time high. That'll give you a 7, 8, an 8x. I'd be a buyer at 33 bucks, Solana. I mean, I'm not. It's not on my list of coins, but I would be. If I was a Solana watcher, I'd be a buyer there. And I'm not a buyer just because I don't like it. I'm just not a buyer because I don't want to own 20 coins. But if I were interested in Solana, that area at 33 bucks, 30, 35, call it 30 to 35 bucks, I would be a heavy buyer. And even more if you came, actually, I would buy the heck out of Solana if it came down to 13, 14, 15 bucks. I would, yeah. I don't know you come there though. I don't think you come there actually. But I would sell one of the kids to buy Solana right there if you came to 15 bucks. It's true. Just kidding, Jackson, Riley. Just kidding. Riley Kate. Just kidding. Jackson watches me sometimes. Just kidding, Jackson. My son owns crypto. Well, not currently. He did in the last cycle. He emptied out his piggy. He's 11 now. He emptied out his piggy bank when he was about 8 or so. Had 200 bucks. We bought him 200 bucks of I don't remember algo. I think at the time. Eventually landed on WorldCoin. No, it was $100. It was $100. $100 on the dot. He had $102. I took 100. Bought him $100 worth of crypto algo. I think at the time. Then we jumped over to WorldCoin. He made himself about $400 or $500 bucks, over $400, almost $5. But I didn't let him have it. I told him he can have it when he's 18, which gives him 2 more cycles. So we're gonna take the $500, roll it over to this cycle, try to turn that into 5, 6 grand, roll that over in the next cycle maybe, and turn that into, 100 grand maybe, something like that. That's the plan. And when he's 18, he'll have about 100 grand that he made, and he's learning investing. True. All right. TRX. Let's take a look at TRX before we get out of here. Have we ever looked at TRX? Tron? Yeah, we've looked at Tron. Let's look at it, though. Oh, no. I wouldn't touch this for anything. Look, this thing could rip to $100 for all I know, but this is a terrible buy, in my opinion. Not even because it looks bad, because it looks too dang good. It's at an all-time high. Almost. I can't buy a coin at an all-time high. I don't care if this thing goes to $1,000 a coin. It's at 28 cents. I can't buy a coin at an all-time high. Can't buy this coin. I can't. I can't buy a coin that's up 19,000%. Like, you have missed the boat on this. Even if it goes to 38,000% from here, you only have doubled your money if you bought it right now. There's not many coins that do 38,000%. But if this one went to 38,000%, you would only double your money from here because you're already at 19,000. I can't buy this coin. Looks great. But it looks good down here. It looks terrible up here. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Gosh, what a good coin. Is this the right one? Is this what you're talking about, Tron? Don't buy this coin. I mean, do what you do, but gosh, you just... It's the same as buying tops and selling bottoms. It's backwards. You buy bottoms, you sell tops. You don't buy tops. Tops go down. Could it go up? Yeah, but gosh, this would be a tough one. Like, how much higher can you go? Possibly a lot. I don't know. But odds are you got a long way to go down if you start moving down. But the coin looks very strong. Too strong to buy is what I'm saying. Too strong to buy where it is. But maybe if you retrace somewhere in here, you know, you get a good level of support right here. You can see a good base right there. If it came down to there, yeah, sure. You'd have to come down a good 50, 60% though. So Bitcoin's doing, bouncing a little. Hope you guys took some profit. Came down into the bounce target area-ish. I do expect point of control, but this is the area we put on here and said according to the fractal, we can bounce anywhere in this area from the open to the wick low of the previous day candle. According to the fractal, we came down exactly to the open of it right there. All the way down to point of control. Don't be afraid to take profit. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. We've been on the stream a long time. We started early today. Let's go look. I'm so sorry, Thanos. I forgot to look at, it didn't matter. There was no trade to have at 8:45. 6 to 5 minute. We forgot to come back at 8:45 and look. There's no trade to be had. Let's see, 8:30, 8:35, 8:40, 8:45. There's no trade to be had. You did not vector candle reverse anything. The only trade today was the trade given in Discord, which was a confirmed 4-hour closure below very high. That's it. I'm sorry, we forgot to come back to this at the time, but it wouldn't matter. The trade wasn't here. In fact, 8:45 was just continuation trade. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Great job. I know some of you Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, got kind of beat up a little trying to short the breakout at random points. I took that loss, one loss too, so I'm with you. But I've seen 6 or 7 of you who have private messaged me, or a couple of you here on stream today who are up thousands of dollars on the trades yesterday and today. Congratulations. I'm really happy to see you guys thriving like that. Good job for those who took them. Very good job for those who are still in them. You know what we're looking for next. Depending on where we come and find the official bounce, we're looking for that bounce. Probable 618 to 786 retrace bounce. Doesn't have to be. We'll start looking for entries around the 382.5 fib. We'll look for reasons to enter there, but we won't enter unless we see what we need to see, and we'll try to compound our short all the way down to sub 60K at least. And it's coming next week, and I showed you all the reasons why, in my opinion. So, good job, guys. I'm proud of you guys. I'll be in Discord the rest of the day, and that's it. The Lord has blessed us today. It is a good day. Everybody's in profit. Every single person in the crew is in profit today. I'm proud of you. Love you guys. I'll see you next time.